Good evening to the graduates, students, lawyers, judges, and guests of the American Constitution Society. My name is Ian Lamar Courts, pronouns he and his, and I am a recent May 2020 graduate of North Carolina Central University School of Law, and now I'm one of the 2020 ACS Next Generation Leaders. I would like to take a moment to encourage the class of 2020 that despite our current circumstances and small inconveniences, we can say, as Frederick Douglass once said, without struggle, there can be no progress. And at the end of this, we will be stronger, wiser, and more ready to serve all people with humility and joy. I have the privilege and honor to introduce a world changer and community activist, Alejandra Y. Castillo. Alejandra is the daughter of immigrant Americans from the Dominican Republic. Alejandra credits her mother and grandmother and the many women in her life for influencing her to stand for reproductive and women's rights. Alejandra is a respected attorney, civic organizer, and social justice advocate. Alejandra has been on the front lines fighting for equality, justice, and fairness under the law. Alejandra received her Juris Doctor from American University, Washington College of Law, and she currently serves as the CEO of the Young Women's Christian Association, YWCA, whose motto and work include eliminating racism and empowering women. Alejandra and the YWCA are committed to fighting for equality and the rights and access of women to reproductive care across the globe. Alejandra's professional experiences serving in 2 presidential administrations, numerous federal agencies, and civic organizations have fashioned her into a role model and force of positive influence. Moreover, Alejandra is a current national board member of the American Constitutional Society and one of our 2020 virtual graduation speakers. Everyone, please welcome and give a hand to Ms. Alejandra Y. Castillo.
Ian, thank you so much for such a gracious introduction. And I'm just so excited. I can't tell you what the future holds is really incredible. I want to welcome ACS graduating class of 2020. I'm delighted to speak with you this afternoon. And I'm also humbled to be in your company because I know you are destined for greatness. As mentioned, my name is Alejandra Castillo. My pronouns are she, hers, hers. And I serve on the ACS board as well as the CEO of the YWCA, which is the oldest women's organization in the nation and the first fully integrated, racially integrated organization in the nation. And as said, our mission is eliminating racism and empowering women. I must confess, this is my first commencement speech. So I'm honored that you have no other choice but to listen to me. So I apologize in advance, but I promise you that I've taken this task to heart because I perhaps may know a thing or two of what you may be feeling at this moment in time. You see, I started law school just 2 weeks after 9/11. From that moment on, we all heard the constant saying that we were embarking on a new normal. The world had changed before my eyes. And as I journeyed through law school, we were all adjusting and finding our way through those dark moments. Even when I graduated law school, there was a high level of economic uncertainty, which gave me no assurance, not to mention my challenges passing the bar. Yet through it all, I knew then, as I know now, that life is never a straight line to our dreams. And frankly, who wants to walk in a straight line? The true adventures, the deep learning, and meaningful growth happens in the twists and turns our lives take along the way. It is definitely my privilege to welcome you to the legal profession. And while I know that many of you are awaiting to sit for the bar exam, there are many things to celebrate, to be proud of, and most importantly, to look forward to. Many have said that COVID-19 and this current economic crisis has robbed you from the opportunity to attend graduation and to celebrate this special moment. But the truth of the matter is, life does not owe us anything. However, life teaches us the importance of planning and looking forward to fulfilling our dreams. And it also teaches us that those dreams and accomplishments are not defined by an activity or celebration or a convening among friends and family, but instead by having the opportunity to recognize and honor the journey. We don't own the future and we cannot change the past. All we have are a series of todays. And every day we make choices that can help us build a life where we are pursuing our fullest potential. Today, I want to remind you of the path you have traveled. A few years ago, you decided you wanted to become a lawyer. You prepared for the LSAT. You practiced those logic games. If A, B, and C are sitting around in a round table, who is sitting next to D and E? Do you remember that? You filled a number of applications for law school, wrote essays, collected transcript, and compiled letters of recommendations, and then you waited. Once accepted, you worked through your 1L year, prepared law review, wrote your first appellate brief, and planned for your first summer experience. How did that go? You then returned to law school after 2 consecutive summers. Perhaps the temptation to quit may have entered your mind, or just the doubt of what's next may have toyed with your planning. Yet through and through, you stayed the course. How many times did you work through the stressful moments? How much anxiety did you manage every time you were met with uncertainty? The many hopes and dreams, as well as the planning and networking to just make sure you got to this moment in the journey. This is your time to sit and celebrate the fact that you did it. Now a new journey begins, and a new set of uncertainty will meet you along the way. But through it all, you now have a community who will be there, a community of lawyers, a community of believers that we can make a difference. And let me remind you once again, you did it. You made the right decision and you made it all happen. That reality will never leave you. COVID-19 can never take that experience of triumph away from you. No one and nothing can ever rob you of the fact that you invested your time, energy, and talent to join an honorable profession. Yes, being a member of the legal profession is an honorable career. Despite the countless lawyer jokes, please know that there is no joke in the work that we do. Because the way I see it, we give voice to the voiceless. We are the architects of the future that we want to see. We are a creative force that gives rise to a better tomorrow because we are agents of change. About 20 years ago, I got into a cab here in DC and met an amazing taxi driver who was an Ethiopian American. And we got to chatting. He asked me what I did. At the time, I was a law student at American University. Without missing a beat and with a great level of excitement, he said, being a lawyer is like the Swiss Army knife of professions. You can use it to do many different tasks. I found his metaphor interesting, and yet I can tell you today he was right. Your legal degree will open so many incredible opportunities. You can practice law, go into public policy and advocacy, teach, consult, go into politics, become a judge, lead a nonprofit organization like I do, or most importantly, become an activist and change maker. You are fully equipped to be true change agents. And while there are many uncertainties and unknown before you, one thing is clear, you are resilient, capable to absorb the shocks and bend with the wind. Just make sure you are surrounded by your community. At ACS, we are here to be part of that community. Engage us, journey with us, learn and grow through us, connect with us as we work through to protect our Constitution, strengthen our democracy, and build a more just world. Of course, I'm not here to only speak of platitudes, especially when you are wondering how to make it through COVID-19 and its aftermath. But I do want to borrow from a previous commencement speech given by Sheryl Sandberg, who reminded the graduates of 2016 after the sudden death of her husband, that not everything that happens to us happens because of us. You did everything right. You prepared, you planned, you got to the end of the law school journey having done your part. But how could you have known that 2020 would bring with it a pandemic not seen in over 100 years? Clearly you couldn't, and no one else could have anticipated this 3 years ago. Look, I know how formal and judgmental the legal profession can be. We are buried in tradition and pomp and circumstances. We are competitive in nature, and we are full of ourselves sometimes. And I get it. I will say to you, this profession has a lot of barriers to entry. But let there be no doubt, you are now part of this community. You will bring your own style, your voice, your commitment. Through it all, no one said it would be easy, and yet it will be extremely rewarding. But here we are. The question is, how do we move forward? How do we adjust, pivot, recommit to our goals and dreams? Here's what I will share with you. This too shall pass. But this too is part of the plan, as painful as it may be. Here's where, again, I invite you to consider your role in shaping the future. I invite you to consider just a few of the lessons I've learned along the way that have helped me through challenging times. Seek opportunities that will help you learn and grow. Find a mentor. Ask for help. I once read a quote attributed to Benjamin Franklin that said, "If you want a friend for life, ask for a favor." It's a bit counterintuitive since we have been trained to believe that we can do it on our own. However, when you ask for a favor, you are inviting somebody to be invested in your future and in your success. Consider doing something to showcase your ability to master new concepts and ideas. Continue to build your critical thinking. Stay busy. Don't wait for the perfect or dream job. Create or seek supportive community of people who share your interests, beliefs, and vision. Take care of your physical and mental health. Carve out some time to think and write. Stay intellectually curious and learn from each opportunity. Keep a sense of humor and seek joy in the small and large things alike. And above all, always remember that you are destined for greatness. COVID-19 has given us an opportunity to tear down structural racism, to truly build opportunities for communities of color, to bring our best ideas forward, to influence the influencers through our voice and our ideas. And you will be remembered as those who stayed the course and who led the way. Don't worry, this too shall pass, and you will be stronger, wiser, and ready to lead the world that we deserve and dream of. These times are not for the faint of heart. These times are for those who can dream big. And remember, if your dreams don't scare you, you're not dreaming big enough. We will dream big and build a society that is fair, just, and equitable. I am honored to be in your company. Congratulations, class of 2020. Or as they say in my household, felicidades graduados 2020. You are the future of ACS in our country. I want to thank you and I want to honor you as you go forward. Thank you.